Buddy. No, we don't have your voice. So, hello guys.
Dear
Hello
friends,
guys.
do you
Hi.
have my portrait and my voice?
Right.
Hello, Sarvanas.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, how are you? Good night. I think I joined incorrectly. I just say hello and leave you. Excuse me, I have to join the other group. Have a nice night. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Who is talking?
Mr. Ahmed is talking. Mr. Ahmed.
How are
Yes,
you?
Ahmed? Hello. Do you have my voice?
Yes, we can hear you.
Dear friends,
Let me check the questions. What was the topic? And
yeah, I think the topic is about clothes and fashion. Yeah. And we have some questions here. The first one is would you agree that different clothes influence the way people behave with you? Does it influence your first side of you when they look at you?
in my opinion, the clothes that people wear maybe can influence the behavior. For example, for youth that wear kind of strange clothes can boost their confidence and have the more courageous than people that are shy and wear different clothes. Kind of it can be applicable to people.
How about from other people's side? I mean, their first impression of you, how it would be. Does it affect when they first meet you?
Yeah, it can affect. Yes, it can affect the way we can every clothes that each person wears can tell a story about the characteristic of that person. We can assume some assumption, take some assumption about the person that we see, their appearance, their clothes, about their shoes, what were they wear.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
what totally it can be changed after get known more and more. At the first meeting can be more influenced.
So can we rely on our first impression?
No, definitely can rely on first meeting.
Okay, very nice. How about you, Amin?
Actually, mainly I believe that the source of human behavior is education. Actually, at the first, but different clothes can be influenced into people behavior a bit. But I know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Some people have learned how wear clothes compare other friends. I think it's a bad way to wear clothes because I don't know, maybe I'm a pessimist person. But I think we have learned ourselves to wear actually our clothes.
So what's your idea about the first impression? Does it affect your
Sure. When I meet person, first I look at watch and shoe. You know.
And you judge them based on their appearance.
Yes.
Why? Because Ahmad said we can't rely on them, so why we judge people based on appearance?
I said to you at first, it's important to me, but after that, when I talk to him or her, I judge him or her about her personality or his personality.
Yes, and your idea will change after you get to know that person.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. How about you, say?
If you wanna know my opinion, at first let me tell you hello and good night to all of you, dear
Hello.
friends.
Where is your headphones, say?
Unfortunately, I have a problem with using headphone, and you saw last night I couldn't have a good connection with you by using headphone. So I should have a solution for that, for using that device. So if I want to talk about clothes especially, it's so important for you what mark of clothes you wear. For example, if you want to go to an important appointment like a job interview, if you want to go to in a job interview, you should be tidy and clean and ironed, and it has a good impression for you to be accepted in that job. But if I want to tell you my opinion generally, it's better to have tidy and washed and ironed clothes rather than the best mark clothes.
You really care about the brands?
No, the brand is not important for us. But if you have simple and, for example, classic clothes, but they are tidy in a good way, that's excellent in my opinion. And you don't need to have mark and brand clothes.
Very nice. And how about the first impression? Do you judge book by its cover?
Unfortunately, the majority of people judge the other people by looking at his or her clothes and by looking at his or her appearance. And that's a problem in my opinion, because if you look at the majority of our scientists, they didn't have a good impression and they didn't dress well, in my opinion.
Yes.
But they were great people and great scientists.
So how different is your first impression when you first met that person with the time when you have when you really know the person? You
So
get along with.
it depends. It depends on that person. If you have for example, if you have a work appointment with your colleague, for example, it's better to wear and put on a suit with tie and.
No. I mean, you misunderstand my point. I mean, are you good in judging people by their appearance?
No. In my opinion, that's a good behavior of me not to judge people by looking at his or her clothes. And if I speak to a person after 10 minutes or 5 minutes, I will understand what personality he or she has.
Yeah.
And that's a gift, that's a present that God gave me.
Very nice. Buddy, do we have you? Buddy left?
Yeah.
I think Farid is rejoining.
Yeah, I think he will join us soon. I myself, I will, judge the book by its cover. I think it's common mostly in, our society. But as you mentioned, somehow when we get to know that person, maybe we find that we made a mistake. So yeah, you are right about it, and I really care myself about how well people dress,
Okay.
because some people would say it's not important how you get dressed, but in my idea it's very important.
Yeah.
So we have another question here, I think. Do you think fashion is important to all age groups?
I'm the first one that has to give
Who
my
are you
opinion.
talking? Who are you talking to?
All of you, who likes to answer
All of
first? Yeah. I don't know,
so
did
dear
you
friends,
get I don't know, did you get the question?
you told us fashion is important for what? Fashion, clothes.
Said, do you think fashion is
I don't
important?
understand the last words of your sentences.
Yeah, well, listen please. Do you think fashion is important to all age groups?
So fashion is important to all age group. In my opinion, all of the people in every age can wear fashion clothes, but it's especially for teenagers, in my
Yeah.
opinion, to wear and put on fashion clothes. But if you want to go to a park, if you want to go to a mountain, and you are an adult person, it's not important if you wear fashion clothes. But no, if you want to go to a mall, go to buy something and go out, it doesn't have a good shape if you're an adult person and you want to go out with fashion clothes.
Said,
But for
yeah.
teenagers, that's good to put on fashion in every situation, in my opinion.
Said, you yourself, you care about fashion, or you just like wear the things which suit you or that make you handsome? Because somehow we have some fashion clothes which is not suitable for you.
So, everyone has its own interest, and I like to wear classic clothes. But if I want to go to mountain, if I want to go to park, if I want to go to a nature, I may wear and put on fashion clothes. But I seldom use fashion clothes. I prefer to choose classic ones.
Yeah, very nice. How about you? I mean,
I think it's important for all age. For example, when we see old men, and for example, he was good looking. Yeah, we say, "Wow, he's nice," you know.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We see them on the street sometimes, and we say, "Wow, she's nice."
so
And
you
I
say that
know
fashion should be for all age, for all ages?
yes, yes,
So,
but but we know it's so important for young people than adult people. No,
yeah, you're right.
yeah, yeah. Young people care more than adult people, but it depends
Yes,
on our situation in society. For example, when we go to university, yeah, we must wear a suit, but in the street, uh, we wear a t-shirt, and it's enough to us.
Yeah.
I think they left.
So what's your favorite one? You said he likes to wear classic clothes. How about you?
Yeah. When I teach at the university, I wear suit. Yeah. But when I go out on the street, I wear lee pants and t-shirt.
Excuse me, dear. Excuse me, dear friend. I have a direct question of you. Are you a university teacher? Are you teaching in university?
Yeah.
Yes. So, can I ask how old you are, dear friend?
29.
29?
Yes.
29?
Yes.
So you look younger. Excuse me for interrupting you.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a question?
Me? Are you done? I mean,
Yes. Yes.
so let me ask this question from Ahmad.
Yes. About the importance of the fashion for our generation, I
Yeah.
say that it's kind of important for all the generation, but for youth it is more important than others generation. That yeah, it's more bold. It's bold for the generation that use for the people that are young. They prefer to follow fashion more than others. But every person in a different situation have a style of their own. For example, when I go for an interview, I dress up.
Hi, Sam.
I dress up to the nine.
Excuse me, I was late.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Go ahead, Ahmad.
Uh,
Sorry for
for
interrupting.
example, when I go for an interview, I dress up to the nine. I wear my best suit and my best clothes to look better. And for example, for older people, they wear classic style, and maybe for every person, for woman and girl in every generation, every age, they differ from each other.
Yeah.
It depends on the person that what they prefer. For example, for myself, I prefer sport style most of time and classic one sometimes. But um, I might say that age is a number. For example, maybe you see a elder man that is dressed up a sport style while he's 80 in 80s or something. But it depends on the person who choose the way they
So
wanted to dress.
what's your favorite style, Ahmad?
I prefer sport style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sport style. Very nice.
He's
Let me
a
talk with
sporty.
let me talk with Hassan. Hassan, we don't have your video.
I have a problem.
Very nice.
I have a problem with my internet.
What's your idea about fashion? Fashion
Have you
or
my
clothes?
voice?
What?
Have you my voice?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
I think it's a casual thing, and maybe old ones do not like to follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please continue. I want to join this thing. I don't know what you gain.
We are talking about fashion and clothes, and my question is this: uh, do you think fashion is important to all age group?
No, in any age group, it can define differently. But in casual time, maybe it's so important and people love to follow new fashion models.
So you're saying that it's not important what age you have.
What?
You're saying that it's not important what age you have to wear the fashion clothes. Am I right?
It's important. No, it's important. I think it's important, but it's not vital.
Very nice, very nice. I have a question from Said.
Okay, here you are.
There is a question here that is written: in what way does your grandparents' generation dress differently than yours?
Pardon me, can you repeat your question?
Yeah.
And I'm not using headphone, and your voices are not clear for me.
In what ways does your grandparents' generation dress differently than yours? Did you get the question?
Excuse me.
It's saying that, you know, your grandparents, your older generation,
Okay.
dress in a different way. Can you define it? How different it was?
Excuse me, your voice is not clear for me. I should rejoin you.
So how about the others? Do you get my question?
Yeah,
Yes.
I get it. Grandparents also can follow fashion, but sometimes they don't pay attention and have very important issues in their life.
You know, how different they used to wear clothes.
What? I can't understand.
I mean, how different they used to wear clothes. You know, they wear clothes in a different way.
There is also fashions for old ones also.
Yeah, they use old-fashioned clothes.
Yeah. What's the problem?
There is no problem. That's how it's a question.
It's a hard question.
Yeah,
I can't understand this.
I myself cannot, you know, get a good relation with this question. So let me ask some other questions.
Yeah.
Do you have something in your mind that is, you know?
You forget one question.
No.
People dress.
Skip question.
Yeah. You know, there's another question here. It says people dress to follow trends or to be comfortable. Which one? I think, in my idea, Asian people would like to dress to trend, and they like to, you know, they use tight clothes. Instead, you know, people in Europe use more comfortable clothes. How about your idea?
You are telling us that Asian people like to wear tighter clothes or looser clothes.
They like to wear tighter clothes, as we see, you know, in this
So
street.
if you want to talk about our country, yes, you're right. Our people like to wear tighter clothes.
You know, mostly in you know, Asian countries are like this. If you go, you know, for example, to Turkey, they are the same.
Yes, you're right. But I've not been abroad, and I just want to tell you the information that I experienced. And you may be right, as we see and we watch Turkish movie and Turkish series. Yes, you're right. They wear tighter clothes too. But I want to ask you a special question. What's your idea wearing clothes with force?
Wearing clothes what?
Side left.
I think it's different meanings of tight or loose in Asia and tourist countries, tourist world countries. Sometimes maybe a tight trouser, but which is wear in Iran has different meaning with United States or first world countries. What's your take about this?
I can barely hear you, Hassan. I don't know. You guys can hear him, well?
No.
You have problem, yes?
Yeah.
No?
In the voice.
Hassan, can you rejoin the group?
Yeah, of course.
Your voice is not clear for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, dear friends, can you see my video?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes, so I wanted to ask you a special question, and when I was asking a question, one of my friends called me, and I had to cancel the video. I had to interrupt you. Excuse me, but my question is, what's your idea about the kind of clothes that you should wear in force, and that, for example, it's better to talk about hijab. Do you agree with hijab or no? You prefer to choose the clothes independently?
Hijab for myself or hijab for others?
For other people.
If you want to know my answer, it's not my business to, interfere in other people's job.
So you're right. In our country, that's a law. That's a law, and to wear hijab. And if a lady doesn't observe this behavior, she might be punished. She might be, I don't know how to tell that.
Yeah.
She might be arrested.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion about that?
Yeah, Ahmad, what's your opinion?
About hijab?
Yeah.
Or this style, fashion, about hijab?
Yes. You
Should
believe in hijab?
Should it
We
be
have instructed
people
yeah.
by ladies?
Generally, it must be asked of ladies what their hijab is conduct. I don't into. I agree with you, Mr. That you say that don't interfere with other businesses. I don't interfere to others. I respect others' opinion about what they wear or what side they take. But totally, we have a strict rules about hijab in our country that if we don't follow them, we get penalty and get punished. And it's not, we are not free to choose whatever thing we want to wear. In contracts, in comparison with other countries, I got no idea about this.
Do you think it should be a rule?
In my opinion, no. It's not a specific or a fixed kind of style. Every generation changed their behavior about choosing the clothes they want to wear. It's not a fixed thing. It's not a constantly can determine the kind of style that they have to follow.
Yeah. How about you, Amin?
I
Would
strongly
like to
disagree.
hear from you.
Yeah.
You disagree with what?
Yeah, with hijab.
So
because,
can you explain it?
Yeah, because it's a personality decision for other people. Yeah.
Yes.
I think every country has some points to force their people, and unfortunately, in our country, the government forced my people about hijab. Yeah, it's natural, and when it's a rule in my country, but I think they make wrong.
Yeah, very nice. How about you, Hassan? You believe in hijab?
I think any obligatory job, any obligatory issue in the world has its answer from the first of world. We have not forced anyone to any issue.
Yeah.
So,
but
do you think it should be a rule or not?
There should be a rule to having option of hijab.
What do you mean? Can you explain that?
I don't believe French rules for Biden having hijab. It's bad. Also, our rules are bad. Not ours, not for French rules. I think the mediator way is the best. Having hijab or do not having that is people's option. There is no any force. There must not to be any force from government to doing it or not. It's a personal issue.
I think you mentioned about France. I think myself, I think it's because of safety of their country, because of they had some terrorist attacks in their country, and they want. I think they want your face. They want to identify your face.
Why?
I think they are completely opposite of.
For first point, hijab do not say you must cover your face. Islamic hijab do not say cover face. It says a circle of face is okay. For second point, all of the terrorists are not from hijab. Many of terrorists are males that do not cover their faces, and the faces was shown. So, for being terrorist, there is no shoot for having hijab. And if we for Biden hijab, Paris, it's supposed to Paris attacks to be vanished, but it's not vanished.
Yeah, you are definitely right. Yeah. Let me ask a question. We all talked about that we mostly judge the book by its cover. let's think we face in the street with a girl or a lady which doesn't have a complete hijab. How your first impression would be?
I couldn't understand the last of your voice. The last,
How your
last.
how your first impression would be? Do you see that lady as a bad girl or as a bad woman?
No, 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 no. Do not having hijab does not mean that the woman is in a bad situation. It's your option. For example, for Angela Merkel, you cannot watch her in a bad situation. He is very, I can't say Latin. So do not having hijab like Angela Merkel is not bad. But
How about it?
having hijab like Shiraz municipality people is bad. They have jobs, sometimes they have burgers, but it's not accepted from aspect of Islam or any humanity society.
So guys, are you okay with your wife won't wear a hijab?
Yeah, of course. I think in any society you must be like them. It's not good to having struggle with them, having challenge in life. Challenging in your aims is accepted, is ordered to all of people. So having challenges with your aims, with your life goals. But having challenges with your society's rules are not accepted. I don't like it. I hate it. In my society, there is forbidden to going without hijab to public places. It's forbidden to drinking. And now I'm living here, and I must obey all of the rules. If I want to change it, I must go from its right way, not to do not obeying it. I'm not agree with White Wednesdays. It's not good way. We must try to change the rules, not to disorder that rules.
Let us know about Ahmad's opinion. Are you okay, with your wife if she doesn't wear a hijab?
Depending on the community that I live in, I prefer to him to follow hijab because lots of reasons that I got. But I can't force anybody to follow my wishes. It's not reasonable, but it's dependent on the person that I face to encounter. Definitely, it's not obligatory to say you have to wear this kind of clothes or not wearing this one. It's not my choice. It depends on the person. If I like the hijab, I have to choose one that follow or that we have we have a lot in common that we agree with each other. Or I am not agree with that. I have to find a person that is not agree with it to have common idea about this one to not get in trouble. Definitely, if we are not in the same, if we don't have the same approach, we fall in serious trouble. Definitely.
I think you mentioned a good point. Yeah, you said that it's very important to see which society we are living in. Yeah, I think you're right. It's very important because you know, although it's not important what people say about us, but it will affect it will have affect us anyway. What's your opinion? I mean, are you okay with it?
Actually, it doesn't matter for me, but it depends on our communicative. For example, in my state, it's so important, and I think it's a personality decision, and we can't force her to cover herself. But in my state, the woman must cover completely herself, and I strongly disagree with this decision. But I don't know. It doesn't matter to me, but we should accept it because it's a common rule in my country, and we should accept this decision. I don't know. It's a hard question for us.
Yes, I think I got all your answers, and I think we all share the same taste. Do you have something to?
Our
Yeah.
ethics are very close together.
What?
There is no any debate, please. There is no any place to debate.
Do you like to debate?
Yeah, it seemed about these situations, about these problems. It must to debate in our world, in our society, because in all ceremonies there is live debates about these.
So why? Why? Because some people disagree with your opinion. They believe that ladies should wear hijab.
Yeah, yeah. Some people believe it. Also, some people from women. Among women, some people are believing that it must be force.
Yeah, shame on them.
For another session.
Kianush, Mr. Kianush,
Yes.
if we want to talk about hijab, we have to ask a woman to join us to talk about. We are all men, and we are talking about hijab, but it's about
Where is
women.
Mahdi?
Occasionally we have Mahdi here, but unfortunately we don't have her, tonight here because I don't know. She had something maybe to do, but maybe we could have her tomorrow. Do you have something to add?
No, thank you.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice conversation, but
Yes.
unfortunately we didn't have want to debate as Hessam said, but we really enjoyed talking with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kianush, for tonight.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Nice chat.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Have
Bye.
a good night.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night. Have a
Bye.
great
Bye.
night.